Welcome back, everybody. Another lens review that I want to talk about real quick. So I'm gonna start scanning film and I needed a macro lens. I shoot on the Canon R5, which is a mirrorless camera, and there's two different lenses that you can go with if you want to use a Canon lens. You can use the Canon EF100mm macro f2.8, or you can use the RF100mm f2.8 macro. Okay, now the RF version new is about $1,000. The EF version new, I think, is up there. But the reason I'm making this video is because you can get it used for much cheaper. You can get it used an excellent condition one, which is what I have right here, which I got from MPV for about $600. So you can pay for a new one is about $1,000 on the RF, and for an EF used is about $600. Now I just took a bunch of test shots with this lens out at one of the bridges where I live at, and I'm gonna put those photos up for you guys. This lens is sharp enough to do what you need to do, and that is going to be scanning your film. This is a 1:1 lens. The RF version is a 1:4 magnification. If you don't know about macro, they do a little bit of life-size recreation magnification. I don't know all the physics behind it, but basically it magnifies your image. It makes it look bigger. And obviously, well, maybe I shouldn't say obviously, a macro lens is kind of what it sounds like. It allows you to get really close to your subject. So where this lens, I can only get, I mean, you can get pretty close with the 15mm, but with these you can get really close to whatever you're taking a picture of, and with the 1:1 magnification or the 1.4 magnification on the RF lens, it allows you to blow up that image so that it looks really big. And that's especially important for what this video is for scanning film. You want to be able to get as close as possible, and you want to fill up the entire sensor. So for example, on this R5, you want to use all 45 megapixels of the sensor, and you need a macro lens to do that, so that you can get up close, it magnifies it, it makes it big, and it fills up the whole sensor, so you're getting the entire resolution of the film that you're trying to scan, and you're not taking a, like an APS-C cropped version, which you're not getting as much resolution. When you're scanning your film, you want to get as much of the resolution of the original film as you can get out of it. So yeah, that's kind of what this video is about, is just to say, hey, if you don't want to spend the $1,000 on the RF version, which really isn't that expensive, I mean, it's not, compared to some of Canon's other lenses, it's not super expensive, but if you want to save $400, you can buy this used from MPB or KEH or, on eBay or whatever. So, yeah, I think you guys should buy the EF version of this lens rather than the RF version, just because I think it's going to save you money. And this is what I did. So I bought this for $600 from MPB, used, and then I went on Negative Supply. Yeah, it's Negative Supply, and they have a film, they build film stands specifically to mount your camera on, and they provide the light, and they provide the film scanning, like to hold your 35mm, or you could do 120, you could do 4x5. They make stands and kits for each of the different types of film. I'm only shooting 35, so that's all I was worried about. I bought their basic stand, which was on sale for $400. So I could have bought the RF lens for $1,000, and now I have to spend another $400 on top of that to buy the Negative Supply film scan stand. Or what I did was I bought this for $600, and then I bought the film scan stand for $400. There's got to be a better name for that. Film scan stand. Either way, I bought this for $600, the EF lens, and then I spent $400 on that. So I got the whole thing that I need to scan film for the same price as one RF lens. That's the important part here. So yeah, if you're gonna get into film scanning and you're gonna use an R5, which is what I'm gonna be doing here, and maybe I'll make a video about that once I get my film. It's actually being developed right now. I got 3 rolls in my first 3 rolls of film. They're in getting developed right now. Here's one other point. I'm trying not to go too long. Here's one other point, is this is the L series lens. Okay, so I paid $600 for this one. This is the L series lens. Canon made an EF lens, a 100mm macro, that is not an L lens. It's just the EF100mm F2.8 macro. I think the only difference is that one doesn't have IS in it. It doesn't have stabilization. And it may not be quite as sharp. I didn't test it. I didn't really look at it because I was just gonna buy this one anyway. It was either this one or the RF one for me. But if you even wanted to spend even less money, I think those are around $300. So you can save even more money by buying that if you really wanted to get into film scanning cheap if you already have a mirrorless setup. And you could do this with DSLR. Like, I'm adapting this because I have a mirrorless camera, but if you have a DSLR, you could just attach it right to it. You could use the EF lenses, attach it right to the DSLR, and go about your business of scanning film. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope you guys save a little bit of money and go with this one. If the only reason that you're buying this is to do film scanning, then I think this is the way to go. If you're gonna use it for other things, like you're gonna use it for portraiture or other stuff, maybe you wanna spend the extra money on the RF lens, or you just like native mounts, you could, but I think honestly the way to go is just to buy this. Autofocus is great. On this, like I said, I'll put the pictures up for you guys earlier. You guys will see those earlier in the video when I talk about it. Yeah, so I'll put those pictures up. You can see how sharp it is. You can see kind of the test shots that I took. And yeah, so that's the video. I hope you guys decide to buy the EF instead of the RF and save a little bit of money. I really don't think most people are gonna need the RF version. I think you should save the money and go with this one. So yeah, again, I hope this helps. I hope this helps anybody who's shooting on an R5 and is thinking about doing film scanning. Because I know, like, there's lots of videos about film scanning, but they use Fujifilm or they use Nikon or whatever. So hopefully this helps the Canon users. All right, guys, have a great day.